quiet now, haven't you? Listen to that. Good evening, everybody. Are we well? Stand up. Fuck off, don't start. You really don't want to start.
Who said that?
Manor Park 97 points, Alcester 97 points, and the fucking finest first 15 sat there completely responsible for that loss, innit? Gotta be. Second in the league! And you've got the audacity to come in wearing those stupid fucking hats so nobody can see. Fuck right off! It's not happening! This is what tonight's going to be, is it? Just you and me? I don't care. It matters. It matters not. This is lovely, honestly. This is great. I've been so looking forward to doing this gig because we did it, I think it was in February. And who came in February?
Yeah.
About 2 people. Yeah, obviously that was a roaring success then. Oh dear. And then we're back again in, I don't know, I've got to be honest, I haven't got a clue what month it is. Is it? Thanks. Yeah, May. Yes! No, nor me. And no, you have done well as a club, haven't you? You've done brilliantly this season, apart from losing by 2 points.
We never lost.
No, whoa, hang on, I'll come on to that in a minute. If you just let me fucking... Is he working you from the back? Is that what's going on? It wouldn't be the first time he's had a hand up your... No. I've looked at your results this season, I've got to be honest, and I know in the last game you drew.
Thank you.
But I think the problem was before that. Because at the last gig in February, your captain, I can't see where he is tonight. Oh, is he?
Oh, man.
Mr. Silk was at the last gig, drinking heavily, with an important game the next day. And so I think if you've got a club captain who's clearly got a fucking alcohol problem...
He's a good captain!
He's a good captain! He's a good captain! And you still came second. Well... Oh, yeah, I've been doing comedy 30 years and this is the first time ever we've got a 4-month-old baby. So I've just had to completely rewrite my set so I don't offend her. She's not coming back next time. Oh dear God. But yeah, I've worked out, I've done like comedy for like, it's 30 years nearly this year. And I found an old programme where I did my first stand-up, right, and I brought it along. And it was, my dad got me into it. This was April the 16th, 1994. And I'd never done comedy, never done stand-up. And he said, I'm putting a variety night on, do you want to come along and just tell some jokes? It was like, fucking no chance, absolutely not. Oh, come on, it'll be fine. So in the end, I agreed to do it. Let me just tell you who I was sandwiched between. Might give you some idea of the night. First up was the pupils of the Elizabeth Corney School of Dancing. Doing West Side Story. And then I was sandwiched between Julia Gibbons -flute. That's all it was. And the final act of that set was the second Cinderford Guides and Rusbridge Brownies doing songs round a campfire. That was the start of my comedy career. And just look how far I fucking come. Ulster Rugby on a Friday night.
Second place, Ulster Rugby Club.
Do you think? Yeah. Second place Ulster Rugby Club. But that night I did this gig and so I'd never been on stage before and it was in a theatre and the lights were like really blinding and I couldn't see anything. And I was only telling jokes and doing nothing, nothing fantastic. Bit like tonight. And all I could hear from the audience, from the front row was, hee, hee, And I said, oh, at least somebody's enjoying themselves. And when I finished my bit and the lights went up, in the front row were about 10 mentally handicapped kids. A little bit like tonight. So then I didn't do any stand-up till about 2004, and it isn't easy doing this because you do have some rough gigs, and sometimes when you agree to do something, and then immediately you've agreed, you think, I shouldn't have done that. And this happened about January because there was a post on Facebook, acts wanted, charity fundraiser, ideally comedians. So I phoned up and said, look, I'm happy to come down and do that gig. And I should have realised what it was going to be like because it was at the Burnt Barn in Chepstow, right? And I thought, well, Chepstow's fine, that's quite a nice place. And then she'd obviously looked at my profile page. She said, oh, you play in the band as well, don't you? Yeah. Would you think the band would play? Yeah, probably will. Yeah, I'll do both. I'll do comedy and I'll play in the band. And it was a charity fundraiser for this lady whose mum had died of cancer the previous year. So I got there about 5 o'clock, 5:30, and was setting everything up. The lady came in, Sean. She'd clearly been drinking since about 2 o'clock. She was already pie-eyed, bless her. And about 60 other people started piling in. And they had I went on and I did about 20 minutes, and it was just soul destroying. They weren't there for the comedy. It was really hard work. Sean just kept shouting out, cancer can fuck off, and getting everybody to join in. So that was quite difficult. They had a drag act on after me called Etta Buffet, right? That should tell you what. And then he did about an hour and a half of the most basic sort of bottom line humour there ever was, and they fucking loved it. Sean came back on at 9 o'clock because she was going to have a red show for charity. She was absolutely pissed by this time. The person shaving her head, she was pissed, so she was just taking chunks out of Sean's head. We went back on as the band and we played from about 10 to 11 and we did alright, to be honest. They loved us, it was great. Sean came up after and said, Nick, that was great. He said, that was fantastic. He said, do you know what? She said, you don't half look like that comedian at the start. She said, but the difference was you're a fucking great drummer and he was shit. Oh. Thanks, Sean. That's just what I wanted to know. So since the last gig also, what's happened? I've retired, which is great. And it's weird, I'll tell you, I'm just trying to get used to it. 24/7 with my wife. Yeah, that's... Have we got other retired people in the room? Yeah. You're shaking. Yeah, that's why I'm here. But no, to be fair, it has brought us closer to fucking killing each other. I mean, I've been with her, like we've been married 20 odd years and we've been away on holiday together for like 2 weeks, so I have been with her 24/7, but at least when you're on holiday, you've got work to look forward to going back to, haven't you? I've sort of realised it's just, I mean, there's nothing major that irritates me about her. It's just those tiny little things. The breathing. And if we're out driving, like we'll come up to a junction and I want to turn right and I'll say, is it alright to go? Yeah. And as I'm pulling out, if you're quick. Like, you don't want to hear that shit, do you? But I now realised I live in an E-damned household, and I suspect there may be other people that live in an E-damned household. Every day's a moaning day. Because she's got that off to a fucking fine art, just moaning about everything, and it's like, oh God, yeah. Is that you?
They don't moan, they don't care.
Really?
Really?
Okay. I would say that's the biggest load of bollocks. If they don't moan, they don't care.
Yeah, exactly. So it reassures me.
It reassures you, so you have doubts. Is that what you're saying? Even the baby's disagreeing with you, to be honest. See? That's quite heckled. But She said, what? She said, right, when you retire, because she retired about 5 years ago, she said, we can do stuff together. I said, well, like what? So you can come to bowls with me. Fucking bowls. Bowls. You've got this to look forward to. I played rugby pretty much all my life. The thought of playing bowls was like, oh, no, I can't do this. But okay, I'll come along. Right, I've been once. I've been once. And I've been banned. Right, listen, you're not coming back. It wasn't my fault. I got into a little bit of a fracas, right? All it was, I picked up the bowls belonging to somebody else. And he took offence to that. And he remonstrated with me. He said, those are my bowls. Yeah, I know, but I didn't realise they're the same colour, they're like blue. Does it really matter? Well, yeah, because they're mine. Anyway, after the 4th time of doing it, he started prodding me like this. I don't take kindly to that. I just pushed him a little bit. I just pushed him and said, just fuck off, just leave me alone. Just forget it. And I've been banned for that. And I remonstrated with him. I said, why have you banned me? It's my first time. I didn't know it was his bowls. He started on me first. All I did was push him. After he pushed me, why have you banned me? And they said, because Frank's 94. And he's been coming for years. So I've now joined, and who was I telling? I can't remember anyway. I've joined a walking rugby crew. And again, for the older guys in the room, I don't know if you ever played, but it is brilliant. It's just like... Yeah, Will, you'd be more than welcome, mate. And it's like, we play like twice a week, and we're sort of 65 to 75, and like you can't run, and it's just passing. And I thought in my days of competitive rugby were over, but it's brilliant. We're just reliving our youth, but at a very, very slow pace.
Can we play next year?
Yeah, you get us on. We're going in for a tournament at the end of May the 20th, North Bristol. It's a big thing, walking rugby. It's bloody great. But then, like we were just chatting about hobbies, and she said, well, maybe you should think about taking up another hobby. I said, well, like what? She said, well, just something that takes your fancy.
Fishing.
No, I couldn't be doing with that. I live on the canal. There's enough idiots down there on a Sunday without me being there. So I thought about beekeeping. I thought that'd be good. Have we got any beekeepers in the room? No.
You got every other animal under the sun.
I don't know, should we say that again in English?
What he said was,
what actually did you say, just for the benefit of the room?
I said, go on, Pudge, you got every other animal under the sun.
It's all going to kick off in a minute, isn't it? So I've done some research on beekeeping, and apparently the basic requirements, you've got to have 1 queen bee and between 5 and 10,000 worker bees, right? And that's what you've got to have, obviously hives. So I phoned this bloke up, I said, I'm interested in beekeeping, and I believe you could sell me some bees. He went, yeah, I can do that. How many do you want? I said, well, it says between 5 and 10,000, so, I don't know, I'll go down the middle, 7,500. He said, yeah, that's fine, I'll bring them round. And he brought them round, he said, I've got your 7,500 bees, and I'm thinking, how do I know that? Has he counted them? I said, what actually happens? He said, well, you just open the hives in the morning, and like all the worker bees will fly off, do what they got to do, and then they'll all come back. Well, I don't know, get the same ones back. I don't know what end up with a load of squatter bees. We have got a different attitude to bees to wasps, haven't we? Would you agree? Yeah. Everyone would probably think, oh, bees, they're lovely, aren't they? If bees were going to come from a place, a really nice place that sort of represented that place, they would probably come from Ulster, wouldn't they? Whereas a wasp would probably come from fucking Evesham. You got any Evesham people in tonight? Just one, is it you?
Go on, animal boy.
And I've done my research, but the bee has let me down, right? Because bees, and this is not only comedy night, it's an education for you. Bees when they find honey, they will do a waggle dance to attract other males to the fact they found honey. Now I think if you go into Evesham on any Saturday night, outside of Wetherspoon's pub, you'll see a load of males doing a fucking waggle dance. That's what's going on. So that's some B material that won't be making an appearance again. I don't know why I did it, because I did it last night and it fucking died on its arse. You got to try these things. So listen, we've got 3 fantastic acts here tonight. I've gigged with all of them. I think you're going to love them. They're all very different, very individual, very funny. And we're going to have your first act of the night on. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
So her name is Samantha Day, and on the count of 3, maybe the posh people at the back could start the applause, and then we'll welcome to the stage, and then she's going to chat to you. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, start the clapping. As we welcome to the stage, the very lovely Samantha Day.
Hello, Alcester Rugby Football Club. Hello. Nick said to me, he goes, will you come and do this rugby club one? And